So here's the thing, guys. So if we paid 27,350 for our purchases, so we want the actual amount of purchases excluding VAT, because here in the purchase price the VAT was inclusive. So it's 27,360 times 100 divided by 114. So how much is going to be our purchases excluding VAT? So our purchases will amount to 24,000. So without VAT, our purchases amounts to 24,000. And then how much is gonna be our VAT? Okay, so now we'll say 27,360 VAT is inclusive, 24,000 VAT is not inclusive, and then this minus this, we will get the actual amount of VAT. So let's subtract the two, and then we will get 3,360 will be our VAT. Okay, and then we also have another transaction where we paid out money to a creditor, Max Wholesalers. Okay, so we paid out money to Max Wholesalers, a creditor. So we paid out money to Max Wholesalers. Okay, and Max Wholesalers is a creditor. How much did we pay? They're saying we paid 25,536. so the bank paid out 25,536. okay, so this person is a creditor, so it means our creditors balance will remain at is it 35 or 25? It's 25,536, so it's 25,536, 25,536. okay, so there is no VAT here, so let's calculate the totals here. It's gonna be 6, it's gonna be 9, it's gonna be 8, it's gonna be 12, it's gonna be 15, it's gonna be 52,000, blah blah. Here it's gonna remain at 24,000. Here it's gonna remain at 25,536, and here it's gonna remain at 3,360, and then you'll get your other 7 marks. Okay, this is how we do the cash payment journal. Okay, let's move to sales journal number C. So what is a sales journal, guys? A sales journal is it's a journal where we record credit sales. Okay, it means whenever you're selling your goods to customers on credit, it might be goods or it might be services, as long as you are rendering a service on credit or you are selling your goods on credit, so that amount or that kind of transaction, we record it under sales journal. So now let's move to invoice number 320. So invoice number 320 on the 11th of July, it says sell inventory on credit to mini stores at 12,540, and remember, inside 12,540 VAT is inclusive at how much? At 14%. So 12,540, it's our what? It's our debtors balance, meaning to say we sold on credit. So if you sell your goods on credit, you are creating a data. A data, remember, is the person that is owing you. A person or a company that owes you is your data. So the amount that they are owing you, you record that amount under the debtors control account. So now we're going to record this amount under debtors control account. How much are we recording under debtors? Is 12,540. So we'll come here and say on sales journal under debtors side for mini stores we have 12,540. 12,540 is our debtors balance. So now remember we sold these goods on credit to a debtor at 12,540. So it means this amount of data is VAT inclusive, meaning to say it includes the VAT. So let's eliminate the VAT out of that amount. So what are we going to say? So I'm going to use this space, guys. We'll say 12,540 times 100 divided by 114, and then we will get 11,000. So 11,000 will be amount of sales without VAT. 11,000. Okay, now how much is gonna be our VAT? So we're gonna say 12,540 subtract 11,000. So how much are we going to get? We're gonna get 1,540. So our VAT output will be 1,540. So remember, VAT output is on sales, okay? And then on purchases we have VAT input. Always remember this, okay? And then invoice number 321 for little stores. What is it saying? What happened to little stores? Okay, we sold goods on the 20th of July on credit to little stores at 15,960. So we sold goods at 15,960 on credit. So it means little stores, this person or this shop is our data, since we sold these goods on them on credit. So they are owing us 15,960. And then at the same time, we know that inside this 15,960, the VAT is inclusive. So what are we going to do? We must subtract the amount of VAT. So I'm gonna say 15,960 times 100 divided by 114, and then we're gonna get how much? And then we're going to get 14,000. So we're going to get 14,000 here. It's gonna be 14,000. So 14,000, it means the VAT is not inclusive. So we have 14,000 of sales without VAT. So how much is our VAT amount? So you're gonna say debtors minus the sales without VAT. You will get your VAT. So our VAT will amount to 1,960. 1,960. And then now you balance these columns. So here it's gonna be 0, it's gonna be 0, and then here it's gonna be 5, and then here it's gonna be 8, and then here it's gonna be 2, and then here it's gonna be 0, here it's gonna be 0, it's gonna be 0, it's gonna be 5, here it's gonna be 2, here it's gonna be 0, it's gonna be 0 again, and here is gonna be 14, 4 carry 1, and then here is gonna be 3. Okay, so that's how you will get your 6 max. Okay, let's move to purchase journal. Under purchase journal, we record credit purchases. So this time around is your company we are talking about, or we're talking about the company that is purchasing on credit from its suppliers or creditors. Okay, now in our situation we have invoice 130. Okay, Invoice 130 on the 5th of July here. Purchased inventory on credit from huge wholesalers 23,940. So if you buy on credit, you are owing a company, and that company you are owing, we call it a creditor. So now the amount that you are owing these creditors, you record it under creditors account or creditors control account. So in this case, how much is going to be your creditors balance from huge wholesalers? So we know that on the 15th, what happened? You purchased inventory from huge wholesalers at 23,940, invoice 130. Remember, VAT at 14%, it's inclusive here. So it's 23,940. So our creditors is 23,940. So our creditors is 23,940 and VAT is inclusive. So let's remove the VAT. So you do the same thing. You're gonna say it's 23,940 times 100 divided by 114, and then you remove your VAT inside 23,940. So if you remove your VAT, how much are you going to get? 23,940 without VAT, you will get 21,000. So this is the amount you're going to get from your purchases excluding VAT. So our purchase will amount to 21,000. So how much is gonna be our VAT? So now you're gonna say 23,940 minus 21,000, you'll get 2,940. So this is the VAT amount. Okay, big wholesalers, invoice number 560. What happened to big wholesalers? Okay, so from big wholesalers, as you can see on the 24th of July 2016, you purchased goods on credit from big wholesalers at 28,500. So big wholesalers is your creditor, so you'll say 28,500 on big wholesalers. Big wholesalers 28,500. Okay, and then inside 28,500, the VAT is inclusive. So let's remove the VAT. So what are we going to do? You'll do the same thing, 28,500 times 14, not 14, sorry, times 100 divided by 114. How do you get 114? You say 100 plus 14% of VAT. And then how much are you going to get by doing that? So if you do those calculations, you will get 25,000. You'll get 25,000 here. So it means your purchase amount excluding VAT is 25,000. So how much is your VAT input on your purchases? So you will be like, okay, creditors including VAT is 28,500, purchases excluding VAT is 25,000. So you subtract the two, 28 minus 25,000, you're gonna get 3,500. So the VAT input for big wholesalers is 3,500. And then you balance the columns. It's gonna be 0, it's gonna be 4, it's gonna be 30, no, it's gonna be 14. You add 1, it's gonna be 12, and then you add another one, it's gonna be 5 here. Okay, here you add 0, you add 0, you add 0, 1 plus 5, it's gonna be 6, 2 plus 2, it's gonna be 4. You add 0, you add 0 and 4, you add 9 and 5, it's gonna be 14 again. Add 2 and 3 and 1, it's gonna be 6. Okay, so this is how you do the calculation. Thank you guys, until next time.